It just came out that the NCAA is going to allow players to profit off of their likeness. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I don't. There's got to be a way where somebody that wants to be able to, somehow be rewarded. And I think the best way to do it would be at the end of, whether it's at the end of their eligibility, make sure there's something to shoot for, either at the end of their eligibility or after they graduate or after they declare to be a professional. To have a sum or a pool there that they've earned accordingly.
Do you see it more as something that, because maybe they'll be a little bit older, maybe a little bit wiser when they graduate, instead of being maybe 18 years old and kind of?
I think so. I think the other thing is this. I think you tend to have pretty good guidance, when you first go to college. I think especially in this day and age. I mean, the structure and the support that's there for student athletes now compared to 25 years ago is through the roof, by and large. When you talk about university support academically, when it comes to food, when it comes to access to tutors, when it comes to leadership and decision making, there is so much there now that there wasn't a quarter century ago for student athletes. And, the investment in coaches and strength training, that there's some habits that they learn that they carry forth when they're done playing, when they're finished with athletics, that I think that's a big, big deal. And so when do they need it the most? Is I think as soon as they're either done playing college athletics or done with school, I think that's when they need the biggest boost and kind of get on their feet for the next phase of life, because now that structure is not there.
Right. Is this something you and your peers have talked about at all?
No, some. Yes, sir.
Okay. With the weather the way it's been, are you going to be outside today? I know you like to say it's good for the soul, but
fresh air, you can't beat fresh air. So, golly, I mean, we do have big old doors in that indoor facility. We'll open up. There's going to be plenty of fresh air flowing wherever we practice. I mean, it's healthy for you. I think especially here, just because you spend so much time, whether you're in a classroom, in a dorm room, and our guys by nature, just kind of who they are, they love being active, and they like being outdoors as much as they can.
Yeah. What do you see from Army this week?
A really, really good team. And I think anytime you play these games have a unique, certainly just the environment, the atmosphere for in terms of how many service members that oftentimes will come back for these games, not only for alumni, but well beyond that, just the number of people that are currently serving or that have served.
Mm-hmm. Do you hear from more people this week because it's Army?
Yeah, you do.
What fondest memory of you playing in this game?
I think I told you guys this story once when I was a freshman, and it was one of those days where it was probably 25 and snowing sideways, and when I got the heads up that when the bullpen phone rang and said, "You're getting ready to go in," went over by the heater and melted one of the sides of the old screw-in cleats off, just because I had them a little too close to the heater. So it's a lesson to be learned there. Stay away from the heater, right?
Was that here or there?
That was here in 1985.
What did you do to resolve the?
You lived with it, and but literally, the side of the cleat was melted when I went in there. So, young rookie.
Yep. Brent, fire away, Brent.
All right. After seeing Les Dolger play a number of snaps, what was your kind of evaluation of him?
Really good for him to play, to see a guy who's worked extremely hard, incredibly respected and well-liked by every single one of his teammates, and one of those guys that does a dynamite job. one of the first guys you always think of whenever we have recruits or official visits, just because of how real and genuine he is, and he played really solid football.
Was he recruited as a tight end or as a receiver?
We probably either way. We knew there could be some projection involved.
Okay. What kind of ball skills? I know he has a basketball background and that body type. What, when the ball does go his way, what will we see?
He does have very good ball skills. You know, and the part that's been encouraging is just the work that he's also done in the weight room to develop more strength, and because of it, just the confidence that he's developed at the point of attack too.
Okay. And over the past 5 years, your backs and your tight ends have been a lot more active in the passing game against Army than in other games. Is there something about that matchup that has led to that kind of distribution?
I'm trying to think off the top of the cuff. So you're saying since what year?
I looked at back to 2014 for the last, or 2013, the last 5 matchups. It's been about twice as many catches for backs and tight ends.
So,
Army versus other games.
So you're saying 13 through 18?
Yeah, maybe it was 14. Maybe it was 14 through 18.
14 through 18, okay. I don't know. I do know Garrett Griffin caught a big one in 13 here right before the half. Was a huge play. And nothing, I can't say anything really consciously where that's the case.
Okay. And do you see any parallels between kind of the jolt the offense has gotten since Duhall Jackson has been part of, a bigger part of the offense versus past years when Jacoby went to fullback or when Arion Worthman came in and just both of those guys brought a lot of speed to their position?
He does have good quickness. You're right about that. The other part is I thought Taven Bordeaux played maybe the best game that he has since he's been here. He played exceptionally well on Saturday night, too.
Do you think they make each other better because their styles are so contrasting?
I don't think that has a whole lot to do with it. I think they're both really solid players that just for the amount that they're involved, you're going to want at least 2 guys there. Oh, goodness, in that spot, this is an anomaly, but I do think that spot's going to have a good number of carries, but it's not necessarily going to be over 40 like it was the other night.
Yeah. And then with the injury situation for Army at quarterback, how does that impact preparation, getting ready for a number of quarterbacks?
Golly, I mean, you're going to work on every possibility.
Would you anticipate Hopkins being available, or are you hearing otherwise?
We really don't live in. We'll see.